Hello, welcome back. This is Joel Musando. So today we are going to talk about myths about HIV and AIDS. I'm very sure you've heard about several myths about HIV and AIDS, but we are going to just discuss a few of them here today. So number one, HIV is a death sentence. HIV is not a death sentence. That is just a myth since, remember, we have the antiretroviral therapy, and this is used to control HIV infection. So people can live with the virus, and as they continue to take medication. So HIV is never a death sentence. So, and number two, you can tell if someone has HIV. How? You can't tell if someone is HIV positive. You can only do a test, a blood test, okay? You can just look at someone and say, oh, this one is HIV positive. That is impossible. Okay, so the only way to know whether you have HIV or someone has HIV is to get tested. Then number three, those people who are positive for HIV cannot have healthy relationships. I think this is another myth which is common. People who are living with HIV and are on treatment can have children who are HIV negative, and they can still get married to HIV negative people, because if you are tested, if you have tested positive for the virus and you are enrolled in a program for HIV treatment, there's a point whereby if you do a blood test to detect the presence of the virus, it is undetectable. Why? Because there is viral suppression. This only happens if you are taking medication according to the doctor's prescription. You need to be consistent, okay? Yeah. So if someone is HIV positive and it is undetectable, these people cannot easily transmit HIV to other people. That is why we always want those people who test positive to consistently take their medication. And number four, HIV is AIDS. Based on our previous discussion, we said that AIDS is the last stage of HIV. So HIV is not AIDS. This is just one of the myths, okay? Then number five, HIV is not a big deal. HIV is a big deal. For people receiving HIV treatment, they will tell you that they usually go for the medication maybe in a hospital, in a pharmacy. The medication is free, yes. But if we lose the funding, most people will not be in a position to afford getting the drugs. Despite the fact that we have modern treatments, it does not guarantee that now HIV is not a big deal. HIV is a big deal, just like any other disease. So we should not assume that it's not a big deal. Then the last one, there is no need for condom use among HIV positive couples. This is a myth. See, there are different types of HIV. There's HIV type 1 and HIV type 2. HIV type 1, for those people who are living with HIV, 95% of them have HIV type 1. HIV type 2 is most common in Central and Western Africa. So, HIV type 1, that is HIV 1, is further grouped into three. Major group M, there is also outlier group O, there is also group N. Under group M, the major group M, We have different subtypes of HIV. We have subtype A, B, C, D, up to L. In Kenya and in Eastern Africa, the most common subtype is subtype A. Under subtype A, we have other types of HIV. We refer to them as strains. I can be infected with subtype A, but I have a different strain of HIV that has infected you. So if you are couples and you are positive for HIV, you are supposed to have sex using a condom. Why? There's something called super infection. Super infection occurs when I am HIV positive, you are HIV positive, we have sex, then I infect you with the strain that is in my blood. When you get the strain in your body, the strain tends to, it might coexist with the original strain in your body, or it can replace it. This strain can be resistant to the drugs that you are taking. And people who suffer from HIV super infection tends to get more sick, and super infection is difficult to treat. But the good news is that the prevalence or the incidences of super infection is about 1 to 4%. So if you are in a relationship and you are HIV positive, the best thing to do is to stick to medication to a point that the virus cannot be detected. So in that case, you will be safe and you will protect your partner from transmitting the strain in your body. This only happens if you stick to medication. So there is always a need for condom use among couples that are HIV positive, but once the virus cannot be detected in the blood, at least they can have unprotected sex, and this will protect the partners from the various strains. Thank you.